Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2025 Australian National Curling Championships. Andrew Swain in commentary and joined by National Coach Perry Marshall. Good morning, Perry.
Good morning, Andrew.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
It's a nice morning. It's a bit wet outside. We've had some beautiful weather here in Naseby, New Zealand, where we are. But it's a little bit wet outside. But on the ice is where it counts.
Exactly, and we probably won't see that out there, and if we did, we wouldn't want it.
And we're straight underway here, and it's Team Gagnon up against Team Collins here on Sheet C. And underway with the lead is Tristan Wills, who last night played against Team Curlew, Perry.
Oh.
And he was hitting the button every time.
Okay, well.
He was absolutely on fire, this bloke. I reckon he single-handedly rolled us.
Set up the ends. That's what he needed.
He did, absolutely. And he's done a fine job to start here as well.
Well, that's what we hope we get from the leads, right? Is to put the rocks in the right place. It makes it easier to run the strategy at the end.
Now, talk to me about strategy, about putting the rocks in the right place. This shot from Tristan first up, as we see from Team Collins, Andrew Gaff with his first stone. The best place to put your first stone. I mean, it depends on strategy, I would have thought.
Exactly, and it really sends a message to what Team Gagnon wants to do. Does he want to draw Team Collins to play the run in the house and try and maybe blank that first end, or look for a miss in one of those early shots to be able to get there too? Or alternatively, as you see with Team Collins, they go out with a clear strategy that they want to put up a corner guard. That's how they're going to try and score there too. They're not too concerned about a rock that sits in the house, and especially even behind the tee line.
I see. So Tristan Wills with his second stone, and again he's going same side. It looks like a similar shot.
Yeah, so he's probably going to try and guard that. You know, it's not obviously optimally guarding a rock that's on the forefoot. It's back off to a little bit to the right there, as we can see it on the screen. But that's a good guard, and if he just keeps it nice and tight, it's now going to force Team Collins, because they can't hit that rock sitting on the center line. But it does give them the opportunity to maybe look at going around the corner guard they put up, the yellow corner guard in the house, or they could easily hit this now one in the rings and try and roll in behind the guard that was set up as a center guard for Team Gagnon.
Now that's a little rule that caught me out a couple of times. It's before the fifth stone or sixth stone. You can't knock the centre guard if there is one out. That's
right. So it's essentially the first shot of the team with hammers second.
Okay,
second
gotcha.
throw.
Gotcha. As Andrew Gaff sends one in there, he's looking to just get a little tick here. It does, but it slides out to the side.
Yeah, it's a little wide on that, and that's going to create an opportunity for Gagnon to use that center guard and try and come around there and control the house, control the top of the forefoot.
So this is Bruce Freshwater, who's the Team Gagnon second, and looks like Team Gagnon, they've got a couple of nice stones out there to start.
Yeah. And you can also tell that first yellow rock of Team Collins, not an optimal corner guard, right? It's a little close, but it is certainly off the center line. So hopefully, as the end goes on, that they can start to move those rocks around a bit and use that.
And this is a great shot. Looks like it's
like a little heavy. Yeah, a little heavy, and I think what you'll see now is Team Collins try and either eliminate that guard or use it. They could also hit the ones in the back, but if they do, they end up behind the tee line, which means their opponent can kind of draw up to it. So they're going to try and own that spot.
So Brad Scott now, he can clear that centre guard, or is it his second shot?
He could clear it now if he wanted.
He can clear it now, gotcha.
Because it would be the fifth thrown stone.
Fifth stone, yeah, absolutely, okay. For those listening at home, great to have the national coach here on commentary.
There you go. Well,
to just educate the viewers here.
We'll get to educate you a little bit.
Oh, that's right. That's what it's all about.
You're going to have a full strategy lesson today.
I'll ask a lot of questions,
Yeah.
And they might sound silly to the curling community, but it's the non-curling community that we're going to try and get in.
That's right. And you can see now this is a little bit wide from Brad.
Yeah.
Again, missed shots create opportunity for your opponent. Try and make something out of every shot if you can. They use this little paradigm of zeros, ones, twos, and fours, right? So if zero is the worst,
Yeah.
you're not getting anything out of that shot, where a 4 is a perfect score.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, we had a good chat to Hugh Milliken the other day after our game against Team Johns. That was Curlews v Team Johns, and it was a bit of a lesson.
Okay.
But that was something that Hugh said to us was just get something out of every shot. And I think that probably one of our downfalls at times was we were trying to clear stones out, we were missing, and we weren't getting anything out of the shot.
Yeah.
So that wasn't probably a strength of ours. And so as we see another good shot there by Team Gagnon.
I came up a bit short for Team Gagnon, but again, they're owning the top of the house, right? So Team Collins is going to have to deal with that because right now they're not necessarily a good way for them to score. So they'll probably at least try and eliminate the one that just came up on the 12-foot, opening up that path.
So Brad with his
second shot in this game.
Second, yeah. And this is...
It's coming up on... He's going to make some contact with that first one. Right, and he's eliminated at least one and created, again, more what we like to call as catchers in the back.
Okay.
Right? That might be an opportunity for yellow going forward, that a rock jams on the back, create a second point or a third point opportunity. But now you'll see that Team Gagnon with Clive throwing his first here is going to use that guard that was not quite a corner guard, right? And they'll come around that and try and go in behind. Again, there's lots of rocks out there in front. It's not necessarily a great advantage for Team Collins right now.
So Brad just then almost pulled off what would be called a double, where you eliminate two stones in one hit. Yeah. And so Clive Webster, who's part of the Australian senior men's team, I believe. Is that correct?
I think he's played seniors as well.
He's played senior men's, yeah.
I'm not sure whether he's signed up for seniors this year. I have not seen the full roster.
He has, yeah. I'm getting the nod.
Getting the nod? Yeah. A confirmation from somebody in the know.
And that's a lovely shot.
Yeah. Now, much better rock position there, right? Because the rock is in front of the tee line, not behind.
Yeah, and it's sitting in behind that guard.
Correct,
that's
right
out
directly in behind, right?
Yeah, so it makes it harder to get to.
Yeah. So it looks like Andy wants to go chasing that one, try and just come around and get enough, probably enough weight, probably board weight.
Okay.
So that would probably somewhere in that 11.5 second area. Trying to just get it past the yellow guard and go on to the red. And again, a good outcome here would be to eliminate that yellow rock, because right now it's not necessarily helping.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
But it looks like he's just going to tick it. Again, not a horrible outcome, right?
That's right, yeah. So it's eliminated that guard. It's opened up all those red stones now for them. And so now you'd think that Clive will try and set one in front again.
Might replace the guard again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
No need for him to really come into this. He's got 3 in the house right now. He's got 1 in front. No, he's not. Obviously, doesn't have the 4-foot there yet. But there isn't a really good path to the 4-foot for Team Collins to be able to score. And remember, Team Collins starts this game with the hammer. So when you've got the hammer, your goal, and any time you have the hammer, is to try and score more than 1 point. That's the advantage you're given.
Yeah, sure.
With the hammer.
And you mentioned the 11.5 second thing before. So a lot of curling, and what we've sort of picked up over the past week being here, or a few days being here, a lot of timing, a lot of people with stopwatches, a lot of timing your stone down the ice.
Yeah.
And so 11.5 seconds
would represent the distance, the timing between the two hog lines, or the two red lines, as you can see on the screen.
So it's not from push out of the hack
No.
It's between the two hog lines.
It's between the two hog lines, and it's a pretty good metric to use to be able to tell what the speed of the ice is, but also to be able to define how you should throw a particular rock.
Okay.
Then if you consistently know how that speed, how much it curls, how much it will stay on the line of delivery that you've given it, it's good to have that reference point. And you can see this one's a little bit heavier.
And it's just going to clip that guard. So
right. So again, I think the shot call was on red onto red.
Mm-hmm.
So the red at the top of the 12 there, trying to be red in the 8 foot. Got a little inside with his delivery. That forced him to kind of go off the line that it had, and it did take out the guard, which is a good, decent outcome.
Yeah.
And Team Gagnon will probably replace it again, right? Because they'll protect that one and that path, because it is hard for them to be able to get to the 4 foot to be able to score right now.
And they've got scoring shots sitting in there, so you want to
protect.
Protect that lead.
They're currently 3, right?
Yeah. So you want to protect that lead. Very good.
Well, for Team Gagnon, they would certainly take a steal point or points in the first end. That way you take away the hammer advantage that was given to you by your opponent.
Yeah. And so this is Ian Gagnon.
And this is coming a little bit heavy.
It seems to be curling a lot at the last little bit at the moment.
Yeah, not a great rock position for Team Gagnon, because now they allow Team Collins to come in and play the one in the house.
Yeah, okay. And they've got a backstop there, so they've actually effectively made the target bigger. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you can see the target's now in the house, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Team Gagnon can actually have a path to be able to score a point with before. If the guard goes back up, it's still hard for Team Gagnon to score.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
I'm sorry, Team Collins to
Collins,
score.
Yeah.
Team Collins with the hammer advantage in this end.
So the skip for Team Collins is Andy Collins. I like their shirts. What do you think of the shirts for Team Collins?
Well, they're bright.
Yeah, they sure are. Kind of getting Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band vibes, don't you reckon?
Yeah, I think so too.
Beatles vibes?
Beatles.
Yeah.
Do you want to break? We're not going to break into song.
No, not yet. Maybe a little bit later. Right, so that's a good shot from Andy Collins. He's effectively cut it down to one shot now.
Right.
For Team Gagnon.
He's probably second shot on that. We don't have a good overhead view of that.
It's pretty tight looking at the overhead shot on here. I'll see if I can get that up on this screen here.
Yeah, you saw that Andy got a bit wide with that, and the weight was up. It ran straight. Didn't really hit the rock that he wanted. He wanted to hit the rock that was the more inside red one.
Okay.
All right. In fact, if he would have gotten probably half a rock on the inside of it, he probably would have eliminated the two.
Both of them, right? Yeah. So
Ian has probably a couple opportunities here. He could go play the yellow rock that was just thrown. Possibility exists if he did do that, played that yellow rock, he could jam it into the one in the back.
Okay.
Those two in the back might allow yellow to be shot, certainly second shot. So this rock has a bit of risk, and you can see how it's just falling out. He's wide.
Yeah. So this opens the door for Team Collins.
Yeah, so it opens the team for Team Collins. But he'd be a delicate shot, because if he plays that one in the top, the red rock in the top, he might not be shot to the ones in the back.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, it looks very tight at the moment. It still looks like yellow. Actually, it looks like yellow might just be shot. It's, as you can see on your screen, so I'm just looking at the monitor here. It looks very tight.
Yeah.
There might be a measurement on here, I reckon. Red probably still just hold, I think.
Yeah, I'm only visually looking at it, but just given the position of the red rock, that top red rock on the 8 foot might well be shot.
Okay.
I'll see if I can bring it up here on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
See what
multi-screen. That's what we do here on the Curling Australia broadcast.
Yeah. Well, just so we're not hearing the echo from ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now I would say red is shot.
Yeah.
The 2 in the back, so Andy will probably try and tap up that to yellow rock. That's the wide one. He just has to go a few feet, really. I mean, really a couple of inches to be able to score 1.
It's got a curl.
And his weight is down.
So it's not going to quite coming back.
It's going to come up a bit short, I think.
So might have one red here, I think.
By my eye, I would say 1, but they're going to take a good... Oh, now, don't do that with your broom.
Oh, really?
Oh, no. No. Get call for the measure if you're not sure, but that's kind of a bit of a faux pas, taking your broom and trying to use it as a measuring stick.
Now, that's another part of the education that we've had this week, the Curlews, has been a lot of etiquette, which it's a lot like golf, I would say, curling. There's a lot of little intricacies and little etiquette points that we've learnt along the way.
Yep.
That would be one of them.
That would be one of them.
But it's certainly been an education, and it's been great to learn.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic to learn.
That's golf is a good analogy. There's lots of little unwritten rules that are the etiquette of the game. But that is actually in the rule book.
Yeah, right. Don't use your broom.
You cannot use a device, your broom or anything, to measure. All you can use is a visual.
Gotcha.
You can call for certain measures. So there's if you're wondering whether a rock is on the outside of the rings.
Yeah.
There's something called a biter measure, and you can see it just if you look down. You've got the micrometer.
Oh yeah, the
right?
metal bar.
But the one essentially measures the 6 foot ring. Right?
Yeah.
And it can be called when you're trying to determine whether a rock can be hit in that 5 rock rule time.
Yeah.
If it's in the house or not.
Okay.
And you're not sure, then you can ask the official or the team, if they're not playing with officials, can ask for it to be measured to be able to do that.
Okay.
There's also if you are trying to determine whether a rock is over the hog line.
Oh, yep.
There's essentially a T-square like a carpenter would use.
Okay, yeah.
That you can put up to be able to see whether the circumference of the rock actually is on the line or not.
I see.
Because it has to be fully over the line.
Yeah.
For it to be in play. And you can use the same set square to be able to determine whether a rock is on the center line now, because we have the center line guard rule, right? That you can't touch it. And so those are measures that you can call for and use in a game when it's uncertain.
Andrew Gaff's first shot here has just made it over the tee line, but that's a lovely shot. Gets it in behind that centre line guard, or that scoring shot from Tristan Wills. So the firsts here are both duking it out like a couple of prize fighters.
Yeah. Now, Brad has given me the score bug here to be able to try and keep the score. I think I entered it. Let's hope it shows up. So, for those of you at home watching Array, it is 1-0 for Red.
Yep, there it is. It's just popped up.
And it's popped up. So, my goodness, it worked.
Well done. Well done. That's some good work from you,
I don't know
Perry.
how I got back in, but
some great work from you, Perry. National coach and official scorer. Yeah, there we go. Add that to the string to the bow.
Yeah. All right, so we're second end here, and a steal of 1 is not the worst thing for the team that started with hammer.
Okay.
Their focus in the second end now will be try and score 2.
Okay.
To get that hammer advantage back, and scoring 2 in an even end is optimal.
Okay.
Because you kind of play the scoreboard out, 1s, 2s, 1s, 2s. If you have that hammer in the last end and you're tied or 1 down and you have the hammer, you're in a better position to be able to win the game.
Okay.
So the steal is not optimal, but not something that they should be panicking about right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Especially a steal of 1. If it was a 3, it would have been a different story.
Different story, yeah. And it's early in the game, right?
Right.
Nice and early. Plenty of time in this one. Got Team Johns v Team, is that Armstrong on the other sheet?
That's right.
B? Yeah.
The heavy hitters, the 1-2 game, so we're in the qualifying round now.
Yeah.
So the game that we're watching right now is the 3-4 qualifiers. The loser of this game will be eliminated.
Okay.
And the winner goes on to play the loser of the 1-2 men's game on the other side.
Yeah.
That winner of that game gets the opportunity to go directly into the finals.
Final. Yeah. Okay.
And that's an optimal position for the teams that are ended up 1-2. So the method's called the modified page playoff system.
Okay.
So it gives recognition and preference to those teams that do well during round
Finish
robin.
first. Yeah.
And now you're seeing that happen in that game. I think from you got a similar scenario to our sheet B to our left. Is you have the 3-4 game again where the loser will be eliminated, and that's Team Hulshak and Team Gallagher.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And the 1-2 game is on sheet A, which is Team Curl Jam against Team Williams, and I think Team Williams opened with a 1. Yes, because Team Curl Jam is playing Yellow Rock. So,
yeah.
So it's 1-0 Team Williams over Curl Jam, and on sheet B, we have the start of 2 for Team Hulshak.
Yeah.
Lushak, I think it is, right?
Lushak, yeah.
She pronounces the H.
HLU.
Yeah. Sorry, Amanda, if we get it wrong. But they opened with a 2, and they had the hammer in the first end as well. So we can come back to our action. We got Brad Scott here throwing his first rock, trying to remove some of the red that's in the house.
And does clear it out, but he also knocked out their shot that was sort of nice and close to the button.
Yeah.
But it opens things up.
Opens things up, right.
Yeah.
Again, nice run back over on sheet B. But
yeah, that was a beauty.
Our viewers don't get to see that, but we do.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Bruce.
So Bruce will probably put a guard up there. That's the red has their rock in the house. Actually 2 rocks, but certainly one in the scoring area on the button. So he'll probably throw a guard up here and make Team Collins try and remove some of the rocks out front.
It's just slowing up, isn't it? It's a nice guard set up, though.
Yeah.
And in fact, now they've basically got 2 guards up now, trying to block out both ways in, or
yeah, he's got. Optimally, would prefer to be in front of that rock.
Okay,
right,
yeah,
and probably in front of the house, as opposed to in there.
Yeah, gotcha.
You can hit any rock now because we're past the five rock rule parameter. Yeah. But it looks like Andy's going to ask Brad to come up and freeze onto the one on the button.
Okay.
Now, the challenge may be a little bit of the path being compromised by that rock on the top 12 on the left-hand side of the screen.
This one looks heavy, so trying to remove something here.
Be okay if he taps that back and rolls.
See, it's going to go into the gap by the looks of things.
This looks like a good shot.
Yeah. Looks like a great shot.
Excellent shot. Came up the nose and actually a little bit across. Moves the rock back. And now puts himself in the scoring position.
Absolutely. Split it up the middle.
Yeah. A couple of shot opportunities here for Clive is that the freeze that Ian is considering, right, coming down and sitting on the corner of that, or he could try and run that short run, the one on the right hand side of the screen on the 12-foot.
Okay.
He's choosing to play a softer approach to this as opposed to hitting.
So Clive Webster, the third for Team Gagnon. just going to let it. No sweeping here for the moment.
You can see you got a little outside in that path. Is the red rock on the right-hand side, the left-hand side is compromising that path, right?
And then the furious sweeping, trying to get it into that button area.
So almost the result he was looking at, but now advantage switches back to Team Gagnon. I mean to Team Collins, because you can now remove that red rock and maybe try and roll in behind that other guard, or roll in behind the guard on the left-hand side. Risk of trying to roll in behind the left-hand side is you could jam it on the yellow if it's there, and move your own yellow.
So tactically, you're watching what these guys are doing so far. You kind of are calling the shots on what they're doing, and so are they taking the right options every time?
Well, you learn when you coach.
Yeah, of course.
You're actually a skip of both teams.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So in my mind, I've called tens of thousands of games.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Again, trying to get to the optimal result, which for right in this end for Team Collins is to try and score 2. They have the hammer advantage. That's the advantage that's given to them. This is running a bit straight. Let's move up. Good, and a little roll now. Again,
wanted to roll slightly.
Probably roll a little bit more, because now with the double opportunity is there. Pretty straightforward for Team Gagnon.
Yeah.
Right. Probably just has to hit right on the nose, maybe a little bit on what we call the high side, or as we're looking at it, the left side.
Okay.
Of the rock. Not too much, because if it's too much on the left side of the rock, then it's just going to jam.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But if he hits that on the nose, the red will stay and the 2 yellows will be gone. And now you've got 3 red rocks in play in the house, which makes it, again, harder for Team Collins now to score 2.
Yeah.
And we're getting down late in the end. I believe this is the last shot for Clive. They'll have one more for the Vice. So he got a little bit wide on that.
He's gone hard. Coming back late. Just gets the tick on it. Just gets the tick on it, so clears that one out. Still yellow scoring, though. Still Team Collins.
So now Andy's looking at what's the optimal place for him to be able to get that multiple point score. Does he draw down in front of there, right? So get in behind the guard, right? Or does he use the other guard, right? Come the opposite turn, with the clockwise turn, or the in turn, as also known as.
Okay, yeah.
But actually, he's choosing to use the out turn and come down. Risk of this shot, if he doesn't put it perfectly, is that double could be better set up again.
Yeah, okay.
And if he puts an angle on it, the double is easier than the double that was before.
Right, so you want to sit this one in.
He's either got to come right in underneath it,
yeah,
right, and kind of sit almost right on top of it.
What's called a freeze.
A freeze
shot, yeah. Freezes right on top of the stone.
Yeah.
That's right. We should bring up the YouTube. If you're watching at home, and you want to jump on the live chat and engage with us, you want to ask any questions, we should
have
do
21 people.
Yeah, 21 people. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Feel free to ask a question to the national coach. You don't get this opportunity very often.
Yeah.
So, hey.
So this looks like it's the line is good. The weight might be a little bit up.
And it freezes.
Pretty good result. But remember, as I said, the angle now, if he can see that half rock and hit that half rock, he's probably not going to get both of them out, but he would get one of them out.
Because it's, the laws of physics apply a lot in curling as well, don't they?
They do.
So the weight transfer through the hit, the force through the hit. I wasn't very good at physics, by the way. I was terrible at it. But I understand weight transfer in physics. And so if they hit that one, that the yellow stone at the top will essentially stay.
Right.
But might remove the next one.
Yeah. We have to be also conscious of something we call the drag effect.
Okay.
And the drag effect gets caused by how close the two rocks are together.
Mm-hmm.
If the two rocks are butt up against each other, if you hit that rock on the high side of the rock,
mm-hmm.
the actual direction that the rock that's behind it will go opposite to what you think.
I see.
Right now, those rocks are quite close together, but there is an angle, so that rock will go the direction that's there. But the actual rock that's hit may not move as much as they want unless the weight is up.
I see.
And so Ian has an opportunity here to remove these two. Might be a challenging shot, just given the angles that are sitting there, and he's pitched it out just a bit.
Needs to come back.
Yeah, so he was going with maximum weight there to try and get as much movement as he could. But as he threw the rock, he set the rock, right? And once you set the rock like that, it's going to be very hard for that rock to actually curl.
Yeah.
Right?
We learnt that along the way as well, where giving it a little push is not the ideal thing. You don't want to do that because it takes the curl away from it.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, you can use that if that's the strategy in the line. You know how to control that rock.
That was one thing we had a lot of pep talks about with each other, was no pushing the stone at the end.
Yeah.
Just give it a little. We used leggy and offie, the cricket analogy, because that was what we're used to. But you don't want to push it. You just want to release it and give it the little turn. So
there's supposed to be a cricket match here this afternoon.
Is it this afternoon or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Yeah. Look, it's a bit wet outside.
Yeah. We'll hope it dries up.
You'd hope so. Otherwise, it might be tea and scones in the pavilion. What do you reckon?
Probably.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The scones are good in Naseby. The general store. We got to shout out to them. Yeah. They do good scones. Yeah. Nicely, freshly baked in the morning.
It's a beautiful bakery there. They make wonderful food. I think they love it when the Australians come to town.
They do, I bet. We've been absolutely lapping up the Naseby hospitality. It's been sensational. Not least here at the curling rink. It's been wonderful. They've been fantastic hosts and continue to be, and will be for the next however many days we've got to go in competition, with the mixed doubles to come after these two competitions. There's so much to go.
So that was a shot that was not thrown as well as Andy probably had hoped, but he might actually get a bit of a bonus on this shot. He's not going to get to third shot, so he kind of pitched it out. It didn't go on the line that he wanted. The weight was probably in what he wanted, because he was trying to get it to actually act as a guard.
Okay.
Bit of a conservative strategy to solidify the 2 points that he has. Ian has essentially the same shot again that he wanted to try the last time.
Here we go. We've got a comment. We've got a question from Alice Gagnon. So I reckon that's probably release. I don't know.
Which of the skips is most good looking? And
right.
She's recognized that she has a bias.
Right. Okay. Well, look.
You're asking the two male commentators who's the best looking.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
No.
I'm going to say this. I actually can't see Team Gagnon because they're in camouflage.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're camo, so I actually can't see them.
Yeah.
So I can only really apply that question to Team Collins, and the fancy shirts are quite.
That's right.
They add probably a point or two. If you're rating out of 10, they probably add a point or two, I reckon, the shirts.
Yeah.
So
Ian's going to attempt to run back this red rock and put it into the two yellows.
Now, Perry, I've just got to jump off for a few minutes.
Yeah, so you're going to leave me alone.
I'm going to leave you alone for a second. Or I can grab one of the other boys to jump on, or one of the other team around to jump on. I've just got to chat to Jared as we just take a look at this end.
So a good run-back attempt by Ian to change the angle, right? Because the angle before, coming the way that he missed the shot before, probably still would have seen a jam.
Okay.
He changed the angle of that, got a little bit wide, but did get contact with that, so removed one from play.
Okay.
So now it's pretty much an open draw for 2 for Collins, or if he wishes to take a little risk here, he could do a straight run back of yellow onto yellow onto red for 3.
Okay.
So we'll see if he's game for that, but I think he's just going to draw for 2.
So I'll stay to the end of this end just so that we've got a clear break opportunity. But So Andy, they're holding 2 now, aren't they? Oh no, actually,
Nope.
so they're only
They're
holding
going to be one.
One.
They're-
I couldn't see.
because
behind.
they're first and third, and red is second in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy is choosing just to draw straight to the, and he can draw right to his own yellow for 2. He's got just full 8 foot. We'll get him 2 points.
Okay. So this is a great opportunity for Team Collins to take the lead.
Right.
Here with the hammer.
And get the advantage back that they gave up in the first end.
So, looks a little heavy, this one, but he's got room to play with.
Yeah, he's got some sweepers on there to try and get it just to the 8 foot is all he really needs.
And it's been slowing up considerably. As you can see there, it does hit the brakes, but that's a lovely shot from Andy
It's going to be
Collins.
2 for Team Collins.
And a nice little
And a 2-1
polite
lead.
applause goes up around here on that shot.
There are some Team Collins fans in the audience.
All right, I'm going to take a quick break, Perry,
Okay.
but I will be back to join you very shortly.
All right, just taking a quick break here while Andrew gets out and deals with some media, I believe, who've arrived to focus on the Team Curlew's story. We'll take you around the rings and see what we see as some of these scores get posted. So the game you're watching now, Sheet C, the men's 3-4 game, finds Team Gagnon with a 2-1 lead. Team Collins with a 2-1 lead over Team Gagnon. After that score of 2 by Team Collins in the second end. We do have third end action, but we just don't have the scoreboards up, so we'll give you that as soon as they get posted. Start of the end, trying to put up a guard for Team Collins. Looks like it might go a little bit long. Again, in the house, and again, good position. Team Gagnon was now the one who has to affect its strategy for to try and score 2 here in the third end. They're electing to come into the house. Often a strategy used if you want to be able to blank an end as well, because if you look at what would be next for Team Collins, they would be able to hit the rock that goes into the house as red, as opposed to a guard that they could not do. So it's certainly going to be in the house, but not over to the wing that it wanted, but is now a rock that Team Collins has to deal with. So go back to the scores on other sheets. Team Curl Jam has scored 1 in the second end, so we have a 1-1 game, Williams versus Curl Jam. On the other ladies' 3-4 game, a big 6-ender for Olushuk, now up 8-0 on Team Gallagher. Big end for them, putting them in control of the game. And on the men's 1-2 game, a steal of a single point for Team Johns. It gives them a 3-0 lead. So guard call looks like it overcurls a bit. And we're trying to update the scoreboard here. I think we haven't updated the scoreboard. Someone's got that updated already at 1-1 in our game here. Just checking on the live feed to see where we're at on that. Yes, so we have a if somebody else other than me is trying to run two sets of technology, here's an opportunity missed for Team Gagnon trying to hit that yellow rock and stay. They get a little wide and a little heavy, and that rock has sailed on through the house. So we're now down to an opportunity for Team Collins to potentially put a guard up for that one sitting in the 8-foot. Brad Scott, one of the few, but we do have a few left-handed curlers here here in Naseby at the National Championships. Brad trying to throw a guard here. Looks like it might make it into the house. A little bit heavy, but could tap up the yellow one there. So a little bit heavy going into the house. Now an opportunity for Bruce Freshwater to remove some of the yellow that's in play. I'm not sure how much we've heard Bruce's dulcet tones on the commentary this year. Last year it was quite interesting to hear his view on commentary, adapting a style that's probably more cricket-like. A nice double here from Bruce to be able to eliminate those two scoring rocks, at least from play. And now advantage back to Team Gagnon. Andy giving consideration to his shot. Probably a couple options here. He could try and eliminate at least one of the reds and stay. He could also try and double, but if he tries to double those two reds, he might end up jamming the one red on the right-hand side onto the yellow and having it stay around. So perhaps a hit and a little roll towards that red rock. Try and sit two and maybe eliminate the double back. Brad got a little inside on that throw, so he might end up actually being in the position to hit and roll over top. That will sit probably second and third shot. So Ian's going to use his red rock like it is actually a guard. Try and come in behind, ask Bruce to come in behind that onto the 4-foot. Certainly has the line, might have a little bit up on the weight. Andy Collins is preparing himself to be able to sweep it, can sweep that rock once it's beyond the tee line or the center line that you see in the house that goes horizontal in the house, and that is certainly heavy. And advantage now back to Team Collins, who can eliminate the red rock and sit three in the house. So Brad Patterson with his first shot here in the third end, looking to eliminate the red rock, sit three. And a little roll. Can he stay in the house? Nope, he does not stay in, so give up a little bit of the advantage there of if the rock had remained in play. Yellow's sitting 2, and Ian is going to continue to use those rocks as if they were his guards. Draw in behind, looking for Clive Webster on his first shot here in the third end. Draw in behind the Yellows on the right-hand side of the screen, and sit shot rock. That's a line. I think there's somebody else on top.
Back, Perry. Sorry about that.
Excellent. I was feeling lonely there.
So, where are we at? You fill me in.
Yep, we're now the second shots of the third throw, or the vice, in the end. So we're down to 3 rocks to go for each team. Yellow has 2 rocks in play.
Okay.
But Red has now tried to draw in behind that rock. Didn't quite come up. Good weight, but did not come in behind the guard. So there is an opportunity for Brad here to eliminate that and sit 3, which for Ian, who has the hammer in this end, not a horrible situation because he still has a very clear path to score 1.
Okay.
But maybe not as optimal to score 2.
Gotcha.
So he's looking to hit. He could hit and stick, or he could hit and roll either way. Hit and roll either way would be advantage to Team Collins.
Now we saw the push out there from Brad. So
he's running a bit straight, and he's a bit heavy. He might not get any piece of the rock.
Yeah. We ran into that issue a lot where with the push, it just didn't curl. Even if you give it the off spin, the handle.
Yeah, you can put the right rotation, but if you've got too much weight, it's going to run straighter.
Yeah.
Right, and that was just a little up on the weight for the line that he called, and Jam ran straight and did not come up for him. Do
you have a name for that in curling? Like is it like in cricket, you got a bouncer or whatever? Is that like a bumper or a?
Well, they'll have other names for weights, right? So we were talking earlier that 11 and a half seconds, that would actually get you to the backboard that you see in the back.
Yeah. Okay.
That we would call that board.
Okay.
Right. Whereas probably 12 or 12 and a half seconds might represent what is hack or the delivery area from there. The upper weights, you could see something like control.
Mm-hmm.
Control for most teams would probably be in that 10 to 10 and a half second area.
Okay.
A normal weight would be 9 to 9 and a half seconds. A firm weight, probably 8 to 8 and a half seconds, and peel being 7 or plus or minus half a second.
I see.
Right, so teams will use names, but when we work with teams so that they have a way to relate their results to the outcome, it's better to use the precision of an actual time.
Yes, okay.
Right, so we'll often try and teach both the front end, the sweepers, and also the person holding the broom in the house to use a watch.
Okay.
To be able to come back with that. That's the time I got.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so if the Team Collins had asked for that weight to be more, what they would call board weight, right, which I would say might be 11 and a half seconds. And see, this is much better weight, right, compared to the one that's there. The rock did curl and did that. So I would say that was probably more in line with the weight that they look for. And now they've at least got a relative reference point.
And he had the line perfect to hit the other stone on the nose, and it sticks. So now they're holding the shot. Yeah. 2 shots, in fact, or 3 potentially.
They're counting 3 because the red, I do not believe, is on the rings.
No, it looks like it's just out.
Yeah.
So that's the play. I reckon we come up with a name for it, like a boulder or something like that. Throws the boulder in there.
We have all kinds of names in curling. Yeah. So if you got the shot before, Ian tried to split the house. He tried to come in, sit 2, came up short.
Yeah.
Gave Collins the opportunity to be able to hit the rock again. Now sits 3.
Okay.
But still, it's not over for Ian. Ian gets a good result here. Would be a hit and roll.
Okay.
Potentially either under the yellow or under the red. So it really depends on how much weight he throws and where he hits the rock to try and get the roll. If he probably throws probably hack weight on this.
Okay.
And hits more of the high side of the rock, he could probably get it to roll further to the left.
Okay.
If he throws just probably back line weight, back line being the back of the house.
Okay.
He could cross over the face of that rock, still move the yellow rock far enough out that he counts, and roll in behind that yellow. See, try and hold that line. Gets by. Nope. He just clipped the guard going by.
And looks like yellow still hold out there on the right.
They still have all 3 of those yellow rocks are on the rings.
They are.
There is a pretty clear path, though, still for Ian to score 1.
Okay.
Because you can see the whole right-hand side of the house is open to draw.
Yeah.
So he has to do that. So right now, Team Collins is probably going to take advantage of trying to use the red rock that's there as a bit of guard for themselves, try and draw in behind, at least tighten the scoring area for Team Gagnon. That makes more pressure on the shot that he has to throw.
It's all about building pressure and tightening things up, isn't it? That's what it's all about. It's a very tight game we've got here in Naseby. It's great to have the national coach, Perry Marshall, in commentary, teaching us a thing or two. I know all the rest of the curlew herd are just hanging in and around listening.
But they're starting to play with wires, and that makes me concerned.
I know, that is a little bit concerning.
Poor Brad, if he was looking up here, he might be going, no, don't do that.
Yeah, don't touch anything, Boyd. Our skip.
Yeah, Brad's having to come up every game just to make sure that all the tech is working.
So I think we probably need to update the score, actually. At the moment, it's still showing Team Collins 1.
Oh, let's see if we can get that.
So, yeah, it's currently 2-1 to Team Collins. And
trying to get back into this phone that Brad gave me to do that.
So, Team Gagnon do have the hammer here.
Pretty open shot to hit and stick around for 1.
So an opportunity here to just steal back a shot.
It just needs to hit and stick for 1. Try and score the game back up. Even. Again, he's given them probably about a rock and a half of ice, so this probably will be just sort of a hacked board weight. If he throws it up, though, it'll go straight, and the risk here is that he would potentially roll out, and this one is not doing what he wanted.
It's wide.
So.
And clear miss. So
there's going to be a score of, I think, 4 for yellow.
Yeah, it looks that way.
For the weight that Ian threw on that rock, he needed a lot less ice.
Right, okay.
Yeah, just threw too much weight.
Just needed to throw the straighter line.
Well, again, you have 2 options, right? Mm-hmm. You set up with about a rock and a half's width there.
Yeah.
And, you throw less weight, the rock curls.
Yeah.
If you want to throw more weight, you need to take less ice.
Yeah.
And that one was probably, when we talked about different descriptions of words for weights, That was probably about a 10-second hit.
Okay.
So probably firmer than he wanted to throw.
Okay.
And needed to throw, quite frankly, because, again, the margin of error with more weight throwing is that if you hit that rock, don't hit it in the middle of the nose, it's going to roll further afterwards, right? So it could roll out. Yeah. Which is what he didn't want to do either. Yeah. Right?
And so that now opens up a 6-1 lead for Team Collins. Well, what's happened here? So the slide out, but no release of the rock. What happens here in this situation?
So once he crosses the center line that vertically bisects the house.
Okay, yeah.
The rock has to be released.
Has to be released, yeah.
Otherwise, it's called a burnt stone now.
Yeah.
If the rock had not passed over this near hog line.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happened.
Exactly. So it's been taken out of play.
No stone. That would be what you call a stone unturned.
Unturned? I'll give you that one.
Yeah, okay.
I'm working it.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Now, while we're at it,
we're trying to fix the scoreboard here, but I'm not getting access to the scoreboard button.
So this is Tristan Wills. He's got lots of fans in Canada watching at the moment.
Okay.
Lots of fans in the family and friends over there. Heather and Keith are watching from Canada. So a shout out to them. Hope you're enjoying it. Send us a message on the YouTube when you get a chance.
Where are Heather and Keith?
In Canada.
Where in Canada? They're in Wasaga Beach.
Wasaga Beach. Where's that?
That is about an hour from my home in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on beautiful Georgian Bay.
There you go. So a lot of Canadian connection to Australian curling, isn't there?
There's a few of us around.
Yeah, there's a few Canucks. Tell you what, we love the maple syrup here. We love the maple syrup.
We have more than maple syrup, Andy.
Oh, yeah. Hockey, maple syrup, and curling.
But we'll take the maple syrup.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, I've got a very good Canadian friend at home. When I told him I was taking up curling, he thought I was a little bit crazy, but has now been since very excited about it. The Curlew's journey over to Naseby, as we see a little centre line guard being set up, although it'll just be just off the centre line, won't it?
Yeah. So again, another attempt to put a centre guard back up.
Yeah.
Because, again, the one in the back that read through was not an optimal shot. Right?
Okay.
Again, we were looking to be able to score two. You needed to be able to put up a corner guard, do something to be able to go around, came into the house, so they decided just to send it on the centre guard.
So that's sitting in the centre. It's not right on the line. So does that mean the other team can clear it out if they want to? Or not before the fifth start?
Not before the fifth start.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Right. So still can't remove it.
Now you'll see, though, that Red will use it like a corner guard and try and come around. And they're going to, good shot. They're going to get around and at least get a piece of the rings.
And sit it in behind that guard as well.
Yeah, so you, again, rule of thumb, if it's not on the center line, it's probably a corner guard.
Yeah, sure.
Just how good of a corner guard.
Yeah, right. Okay. I see. We hope all the Canadian viewers are enjoying the coverage here of the 2025 National Championships in Naseby, New Zealand.
Yeah. Just so that people know, we're trying to fix the scorebook here. That's got the scoring of the game going on.
Yeah, it's currently 6-1 to Team Collins. They've opened up a handy lead after 3 ends. It's the 4th end now, and it's Team.
It's on an Android phone, and I'm an iPhone.
Oh, you're an iPhone guy. Do you want to have a look?
I'm trying to scroll us back up to the, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not responding. It looks like it might be.
I need to.
Should we try and
recycle it somehow?
Oh. Just reloading the page for the score, see what happens.
Okay, so we go back to frame 1 here. Let's see if we can fix this score at frame 1. So we had 1 for red, right? Close that up. Let's go to here. Frame 2. Then we had a score of 2, right? Okay, and then frame 3, we had a steal of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, hopefully that maybe gets us up to date, because we're in the 4th end.
4th end.
And we'll see if that brings the score up to date. Oh, look at this change while we're doing this.
Excellent. There you go. Oh. There you go. There it is.
Yeah.
We're up to date. How good.
Good. We find a way to power this thing.
Yeah.
Brad loves with the tech and everything else, right? He's got to go play the game.
He's absolutely, and he's playing a good game at the moment.
Yeah.
Team Collins firmly in control here on sheet C. Little score update. Sheet A, Curl Jam versus
Team Williams.
Team Williams is 4-1 to
Team
Curl
Williams.
Jam.
Nope, to Team Williams.
Team Williams, okay.
Yeah. Team Williams is playing red, and it looks like Curl Jam probably just took a single point in that end, so I think they're going to go to the 4th end break at 4-2.
And then on sheet B, Team Halushak
has clearly come out strong and scored 9 points over the first 3 ends. So 9-0.
A big end of 6. You don't see that too often, do you?
Big steal of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheet.
So big comeback gap for Team Gallagher.
Long way to come back after 3 ends from 9-zip. As Bruce Freshwater sends one down the middle, down the hay diddle.
Trying to eliminate some of those yellow rocks.
And
it's sort of 1, 2 gets one in the back in the house. So he was trying to double the 2 yellows.
Okay.
He got a little bit inside. Was able to get at least the top one and eliminate the rock in the back as well, which really wasn't probably in scoring position. But now Andy will continue to try and guard that one we see on the 4-foot.
Yeah. And on sheet D, it's the number 1 and 2 seeds in the men's competition, Team Johns versus Team Armstrong, and it looks like Team Johns are in the lead 3-1.
Right. With Team Johns with the hammer in this 4th end.
Yeah. Both very strong teams. Of course, all of these teams have Olympic qualification chances still, don't they, Perry? It's a long shot, but it's still a chance.
So the winner of this event does have the opportunity to represent Australia at the pre-qualifying Olympic event.
Amazing.
Which is going to happen in October.
Okay.
And they also earn the right to represent Australia in the Pan-Continental Championships as well. So there are 2 opportunities, but as you said, specifically to the Olympic path, the top 2 teams from the pre-qualifier get to go into the Olympic qualifying event in December in Kelowna.
Okay. And does this happen every year? So with the Nationals, the winner of the Nationals becomes the Australian team to represent Australia at Worlds and those kinds of events, or is this a specific year?
This is the current design of the Australian competition model. They use competition to define the teams that represent teams. This is a good shot by Clive from Team Gagnon to eliminate that rock in a very tight port.
Yeah.
Now allowing them to sit 2, which is, Ian needs to score multiple points in this end.
Yeah.
To be able to try and score that, to try and
bring that score down. Yeah.
Yeah. So each year the way the system works is that the winner has the sort of the right of first refusal.
Okay.
To represent Australia. As you probably know, this is all self-funded, and people must be able to get their time off work away from their other commitments, and there's a financial commitment involved. So it is great that you get to represent the country.
But yeah, you got to pay your way. That's why, if you're listening out there, sponsors and potential sponsors, absolutely. Well, that's how the Curlews
got
to Naseby this year, by the help of some very generous, wonderful sponsors.
Yes.
The Maynard Cattle Company, so I've got to give them a shout out while we're here, as we have another look at this. So Red still holding one shot to clear out there. They were very generous. They donated us 3 cows, Perry. 3 cows.
You were able to get a good market value for them?
We were able to get some great market value for them, and that helped us on our way to Naseby, and helped us, get some right gear. And so Jeff and Alison, we are forever in your debt.
I think it's a great story. It's a wonderful story.
They've been very, very generous and very. I think they've enjoyed hearing about the journey. I'll have to give them a call at some point and tell them where we're at.
Oh, if they want to get more involved in curling, I'm sure that we could find more great stories for them.
Absolutely, there's plenty there. It's been a wild ride. It's been very fun, and we'll be back again. I can tell you that much. As this one just catches the yellow guard.
Just didn't quite make it through the port. If it would have got through the port, at least the opportunity for that rock to go in. The weight was pretty good, right?
Yeah. I wonder, coming to New Zealand, the lamb value is pretty good over here. Sheep, they love their sheep in New Zealand. So maybe a sheep stud or something like that. We can try and engage one of those.
Yeah, you could.
Sorts of companies.
I'm sure the New Zealand Curling Association is doing something for their teams as well too.
The relationship between New Zealand curling and Australian curling. I mean, us coming here to use this facility. Is it a tight one? It's very much in a lot of sports.
Well,
Australia and New Zealand are sort of joined at the hip.
Yeah,
curling as well.
I think there is a good, strong friendship and rivalry as well too. We had a lot of New Zealand curling royalty here last night.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, you had 2 members of the current men's team, the team that also played mixed doubles. The Becker family was here last night. They clearly are New Zealand curling royalty.
Yeah, okay.
They're plastered all over this facility.
I got a photo of this young fella, which I believe is Scott, is it? So he's my doppelganger as a kid.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like me. It's unbelievable. I sent it to my mum. I was like, that looks like me as a kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's cool to know. I didn't know that they were here last night.
Yep, they were. They were enjoying the competition and a couple of beverages.
Look,
well.
I think a few people were last night. It was good. There was a good atmosphere here in the gallery last night.
Yeah, and somebody had to call out my birthday just so the whole crowd had it.
I was summoned.
You were summoned
to do that, and we haven't known each other 15 years, haven't we, Perry? So,
well, it seems like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it does. It does. Seems like 15 minutes. That's the sign of a good friendship, I reckon.
It's all good.
Absolutely. So at the moment, back to the curling. At the moment, we're sitting on a blank end at the moment, aren't we?
Right. Well, the red rock might be touching the rings.
Okay.
I'd be tempted if I was Team Gagnon, if it remains there, to put the binder stick on it to see if it's touching.
Okay.
As you remember from the team meeting where Sandy talked about where the rings are in play, and you can see that there could be edge of blue to that green could be in play.
Yeah.
But if I'm Ian now, I'm trying to come through that port. Even if he catches a little bit and splits that red rock and stays around and rolls over to the other side too, that would be a good shot.
Yeah.
So Clive is looking at this one and seeing is he going to get by or is he going to get a piece. So a piece is not a horrible thing.
It's going to turn late. We've seen a bit of that.
It's a really, really good shot from Ian. Great weight, good judgment. It's a very small port that's through. Well done.
And it sits nicely in behind that front red as well. So,
and the fans have gone wild. There's a wave on the.
There's some fist pumping going on. There's a lot of fist pumping going on. It's great. And Ian gave a little wink to the crowd as well just then. Yeah. Little cheeky wink.
Yeah.
It's been good. It's a great spectator sport, I've got to say.
Yeah.
Great spectator sport. The fans go wild.
So Andy's choosing to go wide, here and try and come around those two guards on the top of the right-hand side of the screen and try and get full 4 foot to sit one.
So where those stones are sitting at the moment out in front, and to get that curl back in, it takes a pretty precise shot, doesn't it?
Right. And again, as the game goes on, you'll know that certain paths get worn in a little bit more, right? So more inside of that's been worn in. This is a bit of a new path, right?
Okay, yep.
So a little frost buildup could be there as well, so it might take a little bit more weight to be able to get there.
Okay.
But depends how the frost builds up. Sometimes the frost will build up so that it actually speeds up.
And the handle
won't curl.
And the handle on it is very important because you want to have just the right amount to get that last little bit of turn, don't you?
So this looks like it's kind of in the ballpark. He's certainly got the line now. Does he have the weight?
Needs to bring it back. It's a very good effort. Yeah. And now they're getting in, sweeping
just didn't
furiously.
Quite curl up as much as he thought it would, but he's going to be second shot.
Lovely effort.
Right.
There from Andy.
Yeah, great effort. Probably keeps this end to 2 as opposed to 3. So if he would have tried to potentially come down on the one wrecked on the going through that small port, and might have been challenged by that. Now Ian's going to try and essentially repeat the shot he just did. Come through that small port.
Yeah.
Come up to his own and score 2. Again, another very precise shot, but again, it is the opportunity for him to score 2.
One of the things that I've noticed and I found with curling is it's one thing to call the shot, it's the other thing to actually put it there, isn't it?
That correlation between call and make.
That's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
You know, it's like in baseball or in cricket when you call a pitch, and then you got to actually put it there.
You got to do right.
Yeah.
The more you practice this game, the more your abilities increase to be able to do that.
Well, that's absolutely. So, practice makes perfect, as they say.
So Ian with the draw for 2 here. Got to wait for it to curl. Waiting for it to curl. He's got to get past that yellow one first. And he got probably just a little bit wider, maybe a touch more on the weight, and it ran a bit straight, right? So 1 red.
1 red.
And we're going to go into the break at 6-2 for Team Collins as they go into their 5-minute fourth end break.
And a bit of applause there for that one. So it'll be Team Collins that'll have the hammer, and a 6-2 lead to Team Collins at the break. Shall we take a quick break and then come back when hostilities resume?
For sure. I'm going to see if I can actually update the scorebug again.
You do that, and I'll go and have a coffee or something. I'll see you soon. You want one?
I'm going to grab some tea here.
Good man. And we're back.
And we are back.
And
yes.
we're back. 2025 National Curling Championships here in Naseby, New Zealand. Beautiful Naseby, New Zealand. Picturesque. And Perry Marshall, the national coach, is joining me, Andrew Swain, in commentary. And we've got Team Collins versus Team Gagnon. And it's Team Collins with a 6-2 lead after 4.
Yeah, so, if you're sitting at Team Collins now, you've got a nice lead, 4 lead. You have the hammer in the fifth end here. And you're just trying to keep the game a little bit simple, right?
Okay.
Because you do have a 4-point lead to defend, and it's a pretty good, healthy lead at the break. Now you've only got 4 ends of the game left, so you don't want things to kind of bunch up and jam up here.
Okay.
If you're Team Gagnon, you love racks and play.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And you're kind of all in to be able to potentially steal ends, but also to create multiple point scores with or without the hammer. So, they throw up a guard to start. They're going to use that, try and come around and try and take advantage of putting their rocks into positions to score points. But with that will come risk.
Yeah.
Right? Because, again, if it builds up and yellow builds up and they can't put the red rocks in the right place, then, obviously it gives a chance for Team Collins to score more points. So you'll see probably lots of rocks in play in this half of the game, because they have to really focus on that score differential.
They've got to score some points. Absolutely. Okay. Well,
Yes.
Tristan Wills there has put his 2 stones in play. They're sitting sort of guard position at the top of the house there.
Yep.
His families and friends are all watching in Canada, so g'day to them again. Feel free to send us a comment. We should bring up those comments here. Here we go.
So we've got one from
Keith Saunders. Keith, there we go.
Thanks for the shout out.
Extended family in Arizona.
Arizona.
I tell you, Arizona doesn't sound like curling country. Sounds a bit like Brisbane when it comes to curling.
They have a curling rink.
They do?
Yes.
Okay.
Coyote Curling Club.
Coyote Curling Club.
Yeah,
I love it.
so-
Sounds a bit like Curlew Curling Club.
Yeah. Run a popular bonspiel usually in January.
Okay.
Ish. I think it's in Scottsdale, not in Phoenix proper, but I could be wrong about that. I've not been to that spiel.
Okay.
But a lot of men's teams go down. There was a well-known Canadian curler, Ed Wernick, his name. He had a nickname called the Wrench.
The Wrench. That's a great nickname. I love it.
So he holidays, or I think he winters in Arizona. So he's kind of the I'll call him the title on the marquee.
Yeah.
For that bonspiel.
There you go. The Wrench. I love that. We've got to come up with more nicknames as well. This is a great shot.
Great shot by Bruce. Wonderful shot. Behind those 2 guards.
Mexican wave just went up here in the gallery.
We have a raucous crowd here.
We do.
In support of this game.
Great to watch. Great to watch. So the Wrench, tell me, why does he get the nickname the Wrench?
Well, I think it comes out of his core name, Wernick.
Oh, okay,
right?
gotcha.
So
Yeah.
He was a firefighter.
Okay.
And fit in curling through at the elite level, just kind of being able to kind of plan his firefighter schedule and played a lot of national championships. I think he won at least 1, maybe 2 world championships.
Okay.
Ed, I'm sorry if you're listening, and I don't have your stats down 100%.
Bruce there just... Oh, Brad just putting a lovely shot in there as well, just to sort of anything you can do, I can do as well.
Well, again, remember what we just talked about is that Ian's going to be happy with rocks in play, right?
Yeah.
So Andy probably had the opportunity to clear out some of those guards that were there, especially those 2 that are sitting on the line.
Okay.
And chose to come in and try and freeze up against that. A little bit heavy, pops off for a little bit. Now Ian can put more rocks in play in there.
Okay.
He's going to try. It looks like he's going to try and freeze down on top of the yellow rock. If he gets it at the right angle, then anything that hits the red rock, will remove the yellow rock, but not necessarily in the direction towards the other red. So
Yeah. Bruce has thrown another lovely shot here.
he has.
Yeah.
Good. If you got another 2 feet of distance, that would be optimal. But right now, he's put himself in a position to probably steal,
Okay.
and which is what he needs to do. He needs to score points.
Needs to score points, yep. What are some of the other great curling nicknames that are out there? I like the Homan Empire. That was a good one. I like that. That's a good name for a supporter group. Rachel Homan, the great Canadian curler. She's my favourite.
Yeah.
Because I love nicknames. I'm a rugby commentator, Perry. There's some great nicknames out there. We watched the Junkyard Dog in action last night, Tim Ryan, who's a winger for the Queensland Reds.
Okay.
There's a guy called the Forklift, because he used to work in a warehouse and he used to just go and lift things up instead of actually using the forklift. A guy named Blake Shop. Harry Vella is his name.
Yeah.
Great sort of wrestling style nicknames. I'm all about that.
Well, there's a few in the Canadian environment that you're probably most familiar with. You've got one of the elite skips now. Oh, he's going to get through that port. There was a you kind of go, excuse me, shot.
Oh, right, really? So you're saying that was an accident?
That was a bit of an accident. He was almost through the port. He clips the yellow one up, hits the red, and then comes in and knocks out the other one. So if that rock, probably hits the yellow rock a little bit more, it doesn't make it through that port.
I'm looking at Brad, and I'm thinking he meant to do that.
Well, he wanted to get through the port. He almost did.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't think he planned on going that little veer direction to get the result that he was looking for.
Sure. Oh, great effort, though, and now it puts the pressure back on Team Gagnon to try and get some more rocks in play to score.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were talking about nicknames.
So Matt Dunstone, who is probably in the top 3, maybe 4 ranked world men's teams. His nickname is the Sheriff.
Oh, I like that. That's good. That's a good nickname, the Sheriff.
They're trying to angle raise this red onto yellow. Well done.
Done a great shot there, Clive, with the drive.
Yeah.
Clive the Drive. I'm going to call him Clive the Drive.
Yeah, well, there's a basketball player.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
Drexler.
Clyde Drexler, yeah. Clyde the Glide, he was. Yeah, he was Clyde the Glide.
Well, we'll give him the drive, too.
Clive the Drive. Clyde the Glide, Clive the Drive. I reckon we can keep with the nicknames up here. If you've got any suggestions, send them through on the YouTube channel.
It seems to be a great Australian trait, is that they love to give a nickname.
Mate, I'm going to call you Perry Marshall Pez. We love to shorten names. Pez, so I'm going to call you the Dispenser.
Well, you get a chance to meet Tally when she comes today. It took her about 5 minutes from when I started working with them that she gave me a nickname.
Oh, right.
You got part of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
Pez?
So I got to let you ask Tally.
I'll have to ask Tally. Okay. Is she coming, is she, today?
She'll arrive today. You'll see her this evening.
Excellent. Look forward to meeting.
Yeah.
Righto. Well, I nearly got there. So Pez Dispenser, that's what we're going to call you for the moment until I speak to Tally. So Brad number 2
trying to get a piece of this red and
remove it. So Gagnon, they really need to score some points here. They've got a rocket play, but Brad trying to remove that.
Well, it looks like he's got actually thrown the weight down a little bit, so maybe it's more like a freeze on that rock. He's going to get a piece of it.
It's sent the
red right
stone
back into the 4-foot in a better scoring rock, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So a bit of a strategic question there for Andy. Why not just remove it?
Yeah, send it with a bit of boulder action.
A little more weight.
So we've got Clive the Drive. He's back on here.
Yeah, he's going to be asked to try and draw into the 4-foot from the clockwise turn side, or also known as the in-turn side, to the right-handed thrower. Question is weight on this side. There haven't been a lot of rocks thrown down this side, this path. looks like he's got a good one underway here.
Needs to take a right-hand turn. It's very good, though.
And he will sit second. Good.
Clive, the drive, is on fire.
Needed to bury it a little bit more because that rock is pretty open.
And it's got an angle as well, that if you hit it on the right angle, it could remove both stones, which is what we were talking about earlier.
But let's remember the fact that when you throw the up weight, there's a sensitivity here, right? Mm-hmm. If you throw it too much weight up and you have too much broom, it's just going to run straight. It's going to fall out. Okay. But you can see that he's taking about about 3/4 of a rock here. He needs to hit it on the high side to get both of them to go. And see what weight that he actually throws at this. I think it'll be a pretty good weight.
Oh yeah, he sent a boulder in there here.
Right, and you can see how it's just floating out.
Yeah, it won't get the drive.
So it almost exactly where he had the broom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but because he pushed it, didn't get the curl.
It didn't get the curl, but also just given the weight on the ice. When you throw something at weight on this ice, it's going to run a bit straighter. So you're almost better to put the rock just on the corner of the broom on the corner of the rock.
Yeah.
So then use that as your point that you're trying to hit. Now Ian, with his first shot here in the fifth end, probably will try and solidify that advantage that he's got right now because he's sitting 2, opportunity to steal.
Yeah, and whittle that lead down, 6-2 at the moment. If they can get 2, possibly 3, then we're at a 1-stone curling game. I was just to say 1-point ball game. I'm so used to saying that, but
be 2 points down if he was able to steal a couple of points here.
Yeah.
And remember what we were talking about earlier, right? Is how those rocks that are still sitting on the center line as guards.
Yeah, okay.
They're both yellow and red, right? Have come into play the entirety of the end. And it's been risk reward for Team Collins.
Yeah.
Right? So now they're on the risk side, on the big side of the risk.
I see. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here on the Curling Australia YouTube channel. We're going wide here. There's a real big...
Yeah, he's anticipating, that he's played that path. He's only throwing a guard. He's anticipating that the rock will actually curl quite a bit.
Yeah.
To be able to get there. Remember, because Clive's through similar path before, right?
Yeah, that's right. And it came back a long way.
Yeah.
Got a good handle on it.
This one is still running a bit straight. It's got a lot of curling to do.
It seems to be coming back quite late at the moment, and it's not going to go.
So probably just a little too much broom.
So does this leave the door open here
to do exactly the same shot that he tried before?
Yep.
The path is still there. He's got a couple of shots here. He could try that same double again.
Okay.
And the reason why he's probably not considering it is because he does have to hit it on the left-hand side of the rock. Yeah. And you do have a bit of that red rock that was just thrown as a guard, kind of visually making that shot a little bit more challenging. Okay. He also has the ability to be able to draw around the other side and try and eliminate the red one in the back that way. All right. Okay. He could draw to it, or he could at least hit that rock backline weight, sort of backline hack weight, and probably still sit there one. Now this is an interesting call because now he's playing these guards, but if you look at it, there's yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow onto red. Yep. Okay. Right? So that's pretty much lined up anywhere where he hits it.
So great opportunity here for Andy, but it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah. Now this
is what you call a run back.
This is a run back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a 3-rock run back, right?
Yeah, right. So he's come out right on that center line.
Now looks like he's going to go maybe just catch a little bit of it and not get well, look at that. Another Another excuse me shot. Almost.
Another. I definitely meant to do that, but didn't really mean to do that.
Yeah.
So red's still holding what looks like 2 at the moment.
Yeah, I would say it's probably 2 red.
Yeah.
That one on the right-hand side in the 8-foot is probably third shot.
Yeah, it's just biting the button, essentially.
Yeah.
There, and then you've got the second red, which is biting the 8-foot, as you say. So
now you have a full team meeting, right? They're saying, what do we do? They're, do we put up a guard and protect the one that is the main shot rock?
Yeah.
Leaving them the one on the other side for the double, right? Or do we draw in?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to jump? I'll just wait until this end's finished and then I'll.
Yeah. So there'd be a temptation to throw the guard here, but I'd also think that maybe you could be a little bit aggressive here.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be the shot call. The aggressive call would be to come in and try and get third shot.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, and actually kind of tuck yourself a little bit around that yellow one on the 12-foot.
So what do you think Ian's trying to do right now?
I think he's looking at removing the 2 yellow rocks
on
and
the
probably
right.
trying to roll.
Okay.
Right, which again, that would work, right? Because it eliminates the multiple point score for his opponent. Right, still puts a lot of pressure on for them to try and score a single point.
And that's exactly what he's trying to do here, looking for the roll. The line looks
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Needs about half a rock.
And rolls it in. It's probably just going to roll a little far, is it? No, it's still...
He's still shooting 3, but his shot rock, his main shot rock, is pretty wide open.
Okay.
So he probably needed to get more of that rock.
Okay.
Right, so that it rolled less.
And so Team Collins, Andy Collins with the hammer here.
Yeah.
And a chance to steal.
There's a pretty straightforward draw to it, or a hit. Looks like he's trying to probably just draw to it.
Yeah.
To score 1.
I must say, so I've just had a message from Michelle, the work experience kid. So g'day Michelle, work experience kids. Shout out to Lily and Joey watching from Melbourne, Tristan's little niece and little nephew. So
friends and family galore.
That's great. That's great. It's great to hear people listening. And we give you a big shout out. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Still encouraging people to... We've got up to 33 viewers now.
33?
Yeah. 33. It's a very Irish number, that one. And as we're getting towards the end of the 5th end, and then, Andy Collins feels very wide.
A little wide on that one, maybe a little way up. This could be a big swing of points here.
Might be just looking for the little roll in here, if it happens.
I think we're going to have a big swing here, back in Team Gagnon's favor.
Yeah, 3 red.
Looks like a steal of 3.
And that takes us to 6-5.
Yeah.
6-5 after 5 ends. And we're going to go down to the wire on this one. That's a great
3 ends of play and a big steal of 3 back from the 4 that was taken before. So momentum switches.
It does. It changes.
The pressure changes.
And curling is all about momentum, not least from a stone travelling down ice.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a quick break.
Is that phone there?
Oh, yeah, the phone here is here. Yeah. I'll let you update the scores. I'm going to take a quick break and I'll come back shortly, okay?
That's
not yours. There's
not
another
the
phone. There's a different phone. There's a lot of Android phones floating around here.
Is this it? This one might be better, yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, we're back here for sixth end action of the 3-4 men's game. Team Gagnon versus Team Collins, with a big steal by Team Gagnon to get back into the game at 6-5. So we've closed that gap, and we certainly will look forward to the last three ends of the game. Just to give you some updates from around the other sheets, I am seeing that the women's 1-2 game, Williams versus Curl Jam, is tightened up. It's a 4-3 game playing the sixth end right now, with Team Williams with the hammer. On the women's 3-4 game, we have a pretty dominant performance from Team Holshak, up 13-0 playing the sixth end here in a game that probably will see some handshakes after this. And on the men's game, they are still playing the fifth end, and it's 4-1 Team Johns over Team Armstrong. So that brings you up to date on the other sheets. And back to sheet C, with still about an hour of game time left. The clock you see in the background set at 2:40 before the game, and that's a running time set by to manage the competition time and make sure that people don't play slow. But we haven't had any problems with that the entire event, so congratulations to all the teams on keeping the pace of play up and keeping us on time. All right, so Justin Wills with his second shot of this end, trying to throw a guard for the one that's the red rock that's in play. Just try and get a little piece of it in front of it. It's got about, well, maybe a little corner of the rock in front. Again, Team Collins can hit anything that's in the house. They can't hit that guard, and they're considering trying to use that guard to come around and use it to their own advantage. Andy Gaff with his second shot here in the sixth end, looking to draw into and maybe behind the red rock, sitting on the 12-foot. It'll be a bit light. Be a guard for that rock, and immediately Ian's going to try and use that one, the yellow rock that was put in play in the first shot of Andy Gaff, and try and hit and roll in behind that. Score update from the men's 1-2 game. A big steal of 3 from Team Johns puts them up 7-1, now playing the sixth end. Team Armstrong having a conference, looking at what they're learning about the ice and how they're going to try and come back from 6 points down. Well, certainly a shot from Bruce Freshwater to remove that, not the roll that he was looking for, but again, eliminating the yellow shot rock. And Andy Collins looking at how he's going to use the two guards that are there. Has the opportunity to draw around with Brad Scott's first. So first shot for Brad Scott here in the sixth end. Looking to try and get around the guards. His own yellow. Use the red. Looks like it's a little bit tight, and they're sweeping hard to try and get it by. And they kind of catch a little corner of it, promote that yellow rock into the rings. That's not a bad shot. That's something that Ian's going to potentially have to deal with, because yellow onto red will eliminate the red, leave lots of yellow in front of the house. But Ian's going to use the yellow rock just thrown as a guard, try and come around and sit in the 4-foot. Bruce Freshwater now with his second of the 6th end. Line looks good. Weight might be a touch heavy. Might get a little piece of the yellow and clip in behind. Oh, missed opportunity there on the sweep. That's a little bit deep. But still sits second shot. Yep, second shot. As the skip, you're always looking at the opportunity for the primary shot call, and then something we would call the B shot. There was a B shot opportunity there to get a little piece of that yellow and slow down the rock and potentially go in behind the yellow that he was originally looking to do, but missed that sweep call. So Andy looking at a couple of shots here. Does he come around the red into shot position in behind the combination of the red, yellow, red? Or does he use that yellow rock, eliminate the red in behind it, and sit 3? Which appears to be his shot call. Probably something about a backline weight to move that red enough. Maybe a little heavier than that. All right, pretty good result. Didn't quite get as much of the top red as top yellow as he'd hoped for to stick around, but he did eliminate the shot red, leaving red 1. They were surveying to make sure that the rocks had crossed over the back line. If it crosses over the back line, the rock is out of play and removed from play. And both yellow and red there were pretty close. The red one was over. The yellow one looks like it might be still touching the line. Team Gagnon will again attempt to come in and use that yellow rock on the top of the 12-foot on the right-hand side of your screen and try and come in behind that. This looks like it's going to get through the port. It's all about weight now. Looks like a great shot. Really good shot from Clive. Great position. Keeps that pressure on Team Collins. So now a couple options for Team Collins. They could try and come back and freeze to the one that was just thrown, or freeze to the back one. That would be a plan B to the A shot. Or he could try and run the yellow that sits right in front of that last red rock that was thrown back in. That would be also a really good choice, but he's choosing a softer approach. So he's going to essentially follow that same rock down, get Brad to come down and sit right on the corner of that red rock. Yep. Similar path. Maybe a little tighter on the line. Is he going to actually pass the yellow? Left a little too long on the sweep call, I think, here. And clips his own yellow rock. Opens it up. Does open the rock up, but still red sitting 2. One at the back and one just here on the 8-foot on the right-hand side of the screen. So it looks like he'll try, Ian will try and replace that yellow rock with that was acting as a guard with a red. A little bit wider. Here it curls. Here it's coming up. It's going to be close. Brushers have not come down on it. Try and get a little wick off that. Finishes in a good spot. Similar place to where the yellow was before. A little bit of risk on a double. But from a strategy standpoint, with Ian still in steal mode, so he's going to play on that top red that Clive just threw, trying to eliminate both the shot rock and the rock that was just thrown. This would leave a lot of yellow potentially around and higher risk now for Team Gagnon. Patterson now trying to throw a double on these 2 reds. Pretty close. Off on. Just misses that double.
Sorry, Perry. I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back. Where are we at?
We are at the
6th end?
The skip stones here in the 6th end with red Team Gagnon sitting 2, but a little risky position with all those yellow rocks around, right?
Oh, yeah.
There was a double attempt just made on Brad's last. Just missed it. Left the yellow rock there. You can see it just to where Ian's broom was. But now Ian's trying to, for his life, kind of protect that red rock that he's got as the shot rock and not allow all these other yellows to come back into play. So he's taken a fair amount of risk in these last 2 ends. He got rewarded in the last end.
Do you think he's a gambling man?
Well, I think he had to gamble to be able to get the scoreboard.
Yeah.
But he's kept the gambling in this next end, and he's taken a fair amount of risk.
This is what you'd call a roll of the dice. A lot of conferencing going on.
Well, now we're getting to the nervous times, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he's conferring with his teammates, going, okay, well, is this the shot? Okay, all right. They're confirming that's the shot. There's nothing changed. They're just making sure that they know what the A plan is and what the possible B plans might be.
Yeah. You always want to have a plan B in curling, don't you?
You should have one in your head, but, again, at the high performance level, we don't want them thinking the negative.
Yeah.
We want them thinking the positive, the thing that they're going to do.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
So getting all the data that he needs to make sure that he understands the speed, the line, Is that all right? Then that's what the front end should be confirming with him.
Yeah,
Right? Not putting doubt, just confirming what they know. So they've had good curl out here. Still coming a lot.
This one's hanging wide, isn't it?
Yep.
And there's cries of how did that not curl come up around
here. So you've
here.
got to remember that Ian's left-handed, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
The different turn for Ian.
Right.
Than it is for Clive.
So lefty and righty is a thing in curling, big time.
Then it depends how they throw too. They don't necessarily throw the same.
Yeah.
But if you kind of watch Ian's throwing, when Clive's throwing and finishing in like this, right? That's promoting that. Ian's throwing it a little bit straighter out with his left hand like that.
Okay.
Ran a little bit straighter.
Yeah, I see.
So maybe a little less ice for Ian than for Clive.
Right.
But there certainly was a conversation about what they thought they knew, and maybe ice was part of that conversation. And, the front end affirming, well, that's where we had the broom for.
Yeah.
But maybe not compensating for Ian being the left-handed thrower.
I see.
So we have two in this game, right? Ian from Team Gagnon and Brad from Team Collins.
Yeah. I've got a bad left knee occasionally, so I actually thought about it when I first took up curling, if I could actually do it left-handed.
You got to have good coordination. Right?
Yeah, I don't think I have that. That's probably where that conversation ended.
So a little short run here of yellow onto red. Maybe a bit wide. No.
Big play.
No. You can't sweep it until it goes past the line. So
that'll swing out. So that'll be 2 red.
Well, they're not over yet.
Oh, not over yet. Sorry, there's still stones to go. Beg your pardon.
We still have last stone for Ian and last stone for Andy.
I beg your pardon. I was getting a bit excited then.
You were. So it looks like Ian's opting to try and throw a guard on this one. So hopefully it's a good one. If he leaves that wide open, there would be a pretty good opportunity at a double and a big score for yellow. So high precision shot here for Ian. He also pointed to try and go into the house and kind of come around those 2 yellows. I think he's got way too much ice for that. So I think the opt-in here is for the guard.
So big shot here. It's still Collins with the hammer. That lefty technique. He doesn't look real happy about it.
I think he thinks he's a bit heavy, and I would agree he is. So at this point, maybe try and at least change the angle here.
Okay. So they're holding 3, but there's some exposure there, isn't there?
Yeah, you can see all of it, right? But probably threw a little more weight than he had planned, right?
Absolutely.
But I don't think the tap back was the call, and if the tap back was the call, then strategically probably not the optimal shot there. But he had to do something to prevent the double.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So right now the only double there is red at the 8 to there, and that's not going to do anything for just other than a straight draw or a straight tap back on the one there to score 1. And if you're Team Collins, scoring 1 here, going up 2 with the hammer here in 6, knowing you have the hammer in 8, it's a good thing.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so just keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Right, don't overthrow the weight on this one, but throw enough to be able to tap that red rock back, probably a rock and a half.
Yeah.
You score.
So we're talking a matter of 30 centimetres.
Yeah.
Early release from Andy Collins.
It's got a good line.
Needs it to curl.
It's got to curl up a bit. It's got to curl still 2 full rocks, and this could go right through that hole.
Oh, and it is going to do that. So, but they'll probably get 1 away.
We're going to get 2 for the red.
So 2 for the red. So Gagnon will take the lead.
In the 6th end.
In the 6th end. More applause. Another Mexican wave. Would you say that that's Gagnon style? I reckon that's Gagnon style.
Yes.
Right there. Rapturous applause. So 2 red. So the score is 7-5 with 2 ends to play. 7-6, I beg your pardon. 7-6. 7-6. Gagnon have taken the lead. This is an outstanding curling match.
Back and forth. And that's typically what you find in a 3-4 game, right?
Oh, yeah. Over on sheet D, it looks like 7-1. Team Johns have a commanding lead over Team Armstrong.
I think there was a score of 1, I think, in that end for Team Armstrong, so it's probably 7-2.
7-2, okay.
Wait for the score to be posted. But
Rob Gagnon, one of the officials here, is deputy. He's
the
umpiring.
Deputy chief umpire.
Deputy chief umpire. There you go. I had to get that one right.
Wife Sandy, the chief umpire.
And yeah, the Gagnon family, big in this tournament.
Yeah.
And over on sheet A, it looks like it's pretty tight.
Yeah, I think that Williams must have scored because the 3 remains, so they scored a single point. It's 5-3 Team Williams playing the 7th end. And our 3-4 final on sheet B for the women has concluded. After the 6th end, we have a score of 14-0 for Team Halushak versus Team Gallagher.
That's probably what you call a dominant win.
Yeah, so Team Halushak will go on to the semi-final and play the loser on sheet 1.
Okay. Curl Jam.
Girl Jam still trailing in that game, but
that has been a competitive game over there on sheet A, as is here on sheet C, where Tristan Wills is leading off here for Gagnon style.
Yeah. So now Gagnon has to be a little bit wary that the strategies used for the last couple ends may not be the strategy that they want to go into the 7th and 8th end, right?
Right, yeah.
So that rock that started that first red rock, again, came up as a guard, comes up a little bit light. Maybe not the strategy. Maybe better to play closer to the rings or actually in the house.
Okay.
And then now the second rock that he's thrown has not frozen up to the... you can see that yellow's used that as an advantage, used it like a corner guard right to start.
Mm-hmm. Sitting back of house now, Team Gagnon.
Second shot. So
Andy Gaff.
Taking an interesting approach to trying to put another guard in the house here. Going wide on that, but you can see that red rock on the left-hand side kind of compromises the draw path.
Okay.
To get to where he wants to go, so he's got to do it a different way for the shot that he's calling.
Thinking through this game is Team Collins, who trail by 1. They were heavy on the broom on this one pretty early.
Yeah. So they get out wide, get out that slower ice. You can see how that was much more difficult for them to get that rock into the house.
Yeah.
Right? That happens especially as the game goes on, right?
Okay.
The paths in the center, they'll stay okay. They might slow down a little bit. Stuff on the side, the frost builds up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's harder to judge just how much weight you have to throw.
So this looks like Bruce. Salty is his nickname. Salty. Bruce Freshwater. Salty.
Salty.
Yeah. I like that one. That's a good nickname. So Salty throwing one in here.
Trying to
rub some salt into the wounds.
Trying to draw it down, just down into that.
And he looks like he's going to tap this yellow.
Tap it a bit.
That is quite the shot from Salty.
Good effort.
Does well.
Yeah, a little more weight than Ian wanted, but again, he got a good result out of it.
He's got the assisted slider, and he just gave it a little, like a gunshot down there, just to say, yep, that was where I was aiming. It's a fantastic shot there from Bruce. And now we've got Brad.
Team Collins reeling a bit in all of these last couple of ends, right? So
now they're chasing, aren't they?
If you're chasing, they have to get the momentum back. Probably a similar shot to the one that was just thrown by Bruce. Sort of similar line, but a little bit of weight. They threw that out a bit. And you can see that their sweepers are saying that that's a little more weight than what they called. He's going to get the back one, but probably roll out. Nope, going to stick around. So Gagnon still sitting shot rock. 2 yellows from Team Collins in the back. So a similar shot call for Ian for Bruce here to try and perhaps tap back his own red, maybe split them.
Salty with his second. Team Gagnon, the supporters all around the world. We've got more supporters in Melbourne. Jacqueline is cheering on from Melbourne. This one needs to curl. Is it going to slide by or just get the tick? That. Just gets the tick.
So a bit of an error there from Team Gagnon. A little bit wide on that. Moving that over and opening up that red one allows them to temperature eliminate that red and sit 3 in the house. Here's Brad Scott trying to remove that red. Got some curling to do. He's going to be just a bit heavy here and go on through. Missed opportunity for Team Collins.
So Team Gagnon is still holding shot here, holding lead by 1.
Yeah, Brad really needed to make contact with that red rock, missing it on the wide side.
All momentum with Team Gagnon. Gagnon style. Here's Clive the drive.
Does he have that similar drive to the last time?
Oh, it's a good question.
Looking for a similar result.
What gear is he in, do you reckon?
He's going to try and use his own red here. Maybe draw in behind.
Good speed. Slightly heavy. Or is he looking to sort of freeze it up on that yellow?
He's trying to go in, kind of in behind his own a little bit.
Oh, yeah. He's almost done that.
Yeah. He's left himself pretty open there for to be hit. Might have been tempted there to just eliminate that yellow rock in the back.
Okay.
Hit and stay. try and reduce the number of points. You don't mind team Collins scoring in this end.
Okay.
Scoring a single point because you're going to have the hammer. The
Okay.
eighth end,
Okay.
right, but now you still bring the multiple point score into play, right?
That's what you don't want in this situation.
Well,
Point
if
score.
if you're Team Gagnon, they've made up the difference, gone ahead. Now you're potentially giving it right back.
Yeah, giving it right back. That's right. So Brad here looking like
he's going to maybe get a
Just-
piece of that red one. See, that would have been the better result on the first shot that he had. At least be able to eliminate that. Now Ian gets a chance to put a good guard on one that's literally right on the button.
Yeah. Clive the drive with the play here.
There's really no need to play into the house here. Play into the house, play closer, gives them an opportunity for a double. Right? With those two in the back, that puts three into play.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So a good guard here, something that was sitting right on the center line, probably, well, we would call that the three position. So it'd be, within a broom length outside the house.
Okay, yeah.
Right? That would be a really good spot for them. But throwing a perfect guard is just about as hard as throwing a perfect draw. Probably at points in the game even harder.
It looks like the weight on this one might be just slightly heavy. They're going
A little heavy.
to jump on it now.
He's going to go. All right, so now double opportunity. Coming that far into the house, remember, said now you've created the opportunity to bring those back two yellows into play.
Okay, yeah.
Right, into scoring.
So what you try and do here is hit that left red stone
Try and hit the high one.
high one, yeah.
Yeah.
And get the
Try-
run back onto the other red stone and just stick.
It's like kind of vector, right?
Yeah.
Like that. Right, so you're looking to hit maybe a quarter
Okay.
of the rock that you see. Make sure it goes, get enough of it so it goes underneath the yellow on the other side. Right, comes up, hits that yellow and that red, and then kind of rolls over in behind the guard.
This one, it's not much handle on
It's
it.
going to be hit it a little bit too full. And he's going to eliminate that other yellow. So, but he gets a good roll. So that's a good roll for him. He's probably sitting shot.
Yeah, it looks like
Look-
like he is sitting shot by an inch or two.
Look at the overhead and have a look and see what the overhead shows us.
Yeah.
Let's just see. Yeah, it's fully yellow as shot. So Ian with his first is probably going to try and just come down and corner freeze that yellow rock.
Keith Saunders, who's listening in at Wasaga Beach.
Yes.
Is it too early for a beer? Absolutely not. It's
Well,
5 o'clock somewhere.
and it's definitely 5 o'clock at Wasaga Beach.
Yeah, Wasaga Beach. So, yeah.
In fact,
Mate, crack one open for us
what
and
time is
send
it
us
now?
through.
It's probably closer to 7.
I think it's probably not even. It's 11:11 right now, which is, that's a very poignant time. But I reckon it's probably not too early to crack a beer here as well. Up here in the commentary box. Maybe not just yet. Maybe we'll wait till midday.
So Ian's just going to try and kind of come down on the corner. That we might try and tap it back, but look, he's looking a little heavy. This might go right through that port.
In fact, he might. He's not going to catch a piece of the other stone, but it's straight through. So
A lot of for that weight that he threw, that was a lot of ice.
So opens the door here for Andy Collins.
So that 3 is definitely in play now. A good nose hit, maybe a little roll to the right, makes anything that Ian would do to try and double much harder.
So Andy Collins was known as the rubber man in his rock climbing days. And now he's going to have to use all that elasticity to get this one in there. That's another nickname for you.
You're just finding out all this stuff there, Andrew.
getting some good intel from the work experience kids.
Yeah, you've been poking around.
Yeah. Definitely poking around.
Yeah. So just an update over on Sheet A. The women's 1-2 game has gotten very interesting. A 5-5 tie.
Oh, here we go.
After 7, playing the 8th end. Now, Team Williams has the hammer. But a very close game. Team Williams and Curl Jam.
So Andy Collins
the
here.
veteran experience of Ann Powell with Jen Westhagen.
This one.
Just looking for a nice hit, but stick around, stick around, stick around. There you go. Little roll. That's an excellent result.
Excellent shot from the rubber man.
Now Ian's got some big decision here. Do I draw? If I come up short, do I risk giving up 4? Do I hit 1 and just give up the 3? Do I try and draw perfectly to either one of those and freeze to cut it down to maybe 1? It's a very big decision, and there's a double that's potentially there, but he just missed that shot. So that's in his head, right? Is the shot that he had before.
So this is where the skips really earn their dough, isn't it?
They earn their money. That's the pressure of the last rock thrower.
The green jacket. Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
So, very interesting shot for Ian.
Big play here. Is this what you call the premiership quarter?
Yeah, he's tightened up the ice from the. It's a similar shot to the last end, so he's actually probably trying to play either a hit and roll or a double on the 2 rocks touching the forefoot. He's tightened up the ice, but if he pitches it out a bit, it's going to go right through that port again, which is exactly what looks like it's there. He's got some curling.
It's got a curl.
Got a curl.
It's going to just miss it. Oh, so this could be
an open draw for 4.
For 4 for Team Collins. Wide open here.
Just a wide open draw for 4. Big swing.
Can the rubber man really extend the lead here?
So we have a final in the men's 1-2 game. It looks like Team Johns is going to go on to the finals, still undefeated with a big 10-2 win against Team Armstrong. So that's 2 wins in a row for Team Johns against Team Armstrong.
So they're through to the big dance, and it'll be Team Collins here.
A lot of curling to do yet for this rock. Oh, here it comes. Just get past there. Use his own as a bit of a catcher. And that should be good enough for a 4.
Big end from Team Collins. Big end.
You know, Team Gagnon works its way back.
They did. They worked so hard to come back.
And then give it all back.
Wow, so we go into the final end, and it'll be all Team Collins with a big 4. If you look at that, they've only won 3 ends, Team Collins, but 2 of those big 4 ends.
Exactly.
That's all it takes.
Multiple point scorers. So, again, Team Gagnon with the hammer, though.
With the hammer.
And scoring 2 or more. They need at least 3.
Need at least 3. And then we go to an extra end, is that right?
We'll go to an extra end. They score at least 3.
Okay.
Now, if your team Collins As soon as you get the chance, hit everything you can see.
Yeah,
in the
right.
house.
Shut up shop.
This is a rock elimination.
So Andy Gaff here, who only took up curling this March. So he's really started late, but
Throws it away, which is a good strategy. Right?
oh, right, okay.
Good strategy.
Good strategy.
You don't need rocks in play if you're yellow.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right. And when you've got a 3-point lead, you don't need your rocks in play.
Protect.
Make them put rocks in play.
So here's Tristan Wills. Trist the wrist. Wills. Another nickname there. Shout out to Lily, who's watching while pet sitting Tristan's pets.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of pets have we got?
I'm not sure actually what sort of pets. I probably can find out though. 2 dogs. 2 dogs, 2 cats, and 2 turtles. That's quite the collection of animals.
Sounds like Noah's Ark.
Yeah, absolutely. Trish the wrist. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe his nickname is Noah. That's the
That's right.
the nickname coming through from the gallery here.
2-2-2.
So Andy Gaff sends this one.
Yeah. Trying to just eliminate that red rock. That's a rock that probably should not have come into the house for Team Gagnon.
And it looks like it's online.
Look at that wonderful shot for
Done
Andy.
well. So that's a good couple of shots.
100% end there for Andy.
Well played, sir. He can jump on the broom now, content with what he has achieved.
Exactly.
With the stones.
Go to your job.
Go to your job
Sweep.
now. Yeah, absolutely. That's the part I really enjoyed about with the curling in our competition was the sweeping.
Okay.
I really enjoyed getting behind that. I do need a rub down on the shoulder now, though, because they're a bit sore.
Well, that's in next year's fundraising. You have to get a physiotherapist.
Well, we had Slick Nick, our physio.
Oh, yeah.
He had to go home, unfortunately, so we need to keep him here for the whole time.
Yeah, you can't let that happen.
No, that's right. So Tris the wrist, let's go of this one. Noah.
So we don't want to be in the rings in this one. We want this to be a guard.
And he's going to just sweep it over that hog line. And guards it up.
There you go.
So talk us through that strategy. Now you've
So
got the guard.
He needs a guard.
Yeah.
Obviously that guard cannot be removed. We're still in that 5 rock zone. So he needs something to be able to create offense. Corner guard usually works well.
Yeah.
In this situation for the team with hammer. If you're team Collins now, again, he's going to throw that rock away because doesn't need rocks in play.
Yeah, okay.
He needs to get to a place where he can start to eliminate the red rocks.
Gotcha.
Right.
You don't want to give
something
Team
come
Gagnon
up to
any
or use in some way. shape, or
Gotcha.
form.
Right, that's smart. Good tactics. So Tyson, who's Tristan's nephew in Ottawa, staying up way past his bedtime at the moment to watch this.
And how old is Tyson?
I don't know how old Tyson is. Sounds young if this is his bedtime, because it's around 7 p.m.
4? Oh,
3 or 4.
That's
G'day.
his bedtime.
G'day, Tyson.
We'll give him permission.
A big g'day from the Australian Championships in Naseby, New Zealand. 3 years old and up past his bedtime.
So Team Gagnon's going to use that guard, try and come around it. Oh, look, we've got a picture over there.
Oh, fantastic. We're getting multi-view here in Naseby, New Zealand. This is a nice shot in behind, trying to get it in behind that guard.
Excuse me.
Which they've done.
Yeah, they got it partially buried. I might have been tempted to put up another guard if I was Team Gagnon because, again, at first opportunity, they're going to try and eliminate rocks that they can. In this case, they can eliminate the guard. They can see half of this one, so
yeah,
might have just put up another guard.
So can eliminate the guard now.
Now we're at a point where he can hit anything they want.
Okay, and so Brad looking to slide this one in and try and get rid of that rock. It's curling.
It's got to curl up a bit.
It's got to curl a little bit more. It might just slide by. Oh, it's a game of inches.
So there's your first opportunity because you need some misses and half shots to be able to score more than 2 points.
I see.
So there's the first one. So now Ian will come around that guard again. maybe try and make it a little bit better. They get tucked underneath the red.
This is really where the heart rate, you need to just get it under control, don't you? Because you've got to keep you cool in these moments when you're chasing 3 in the final end. Is the pace enough on this one? They need to get the broom on it.
Any piece of the 12-foot would be great. Yeah.
And they need to keep sweeping. It might just pull up just on the edge of the 12-foot.
That was good.
That is a quality shot right there. Biting. And so now they're putting the pressure on Team Collins to, again, remove.
Yep.
The rubber man earning his stripes now.
So here we go. They're going to try and draw down into that rock. Probably strategically not the smartest thing to do. Eliminate the guard at the top.
Yeah.
Right? Exposes those other two there. They got to put the guard back up.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So get rid of that guard.
Probably be my call.
That would be your call. Okay.
Right.
Good to know.
He could try and do the same shot that Brad did in the last one, but the shot that you would take as an alternative is to actually hit one of the guards out front.
Yeah.
As opposed to missing it completely wide. This looks like it could be a bit on the heavy side.
Yeah, no broom on this one. It has been frosting up a little bit, it's slowing, but it's going to keep sliding. And now Team Gagnon.
There's your second miss.
Right. So
full miss.
So you really, we're talking about, pressure creates diamonds.
Yep.
And we're not seeing any at the moment. But
Timeout.
Time out. Okay.
You have to think through this strategy. So, what do you think, Andrew?
Well,
you need to score 3.
Are you going to try and tuck one in between the one at the edge of the 12-foot and the one that's sitting near the button, or come around the other way? As there's a bit of a cheer goes up around for sheet A.
Yeah.
Look, I'm no skip, but what I'd try and do is tuck one in in between the two that are in the house at the moment. Could you do that?
At the risk of a double.
Right. Okay.
So I'm maybe even a bit higher.
Okay.
Right. So even if you're just even coming in and getting partially under the guard, and eliminating the path to that red rock that's sitting on the 4-foot.
On the 4. Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could probably still be in the guard zone as opposed to be coming into the house.
Okay.
But if you do come into the house, you'll want to tuck it in underneath at least a quarter rock underneath the one that's on the top of the 12.
On the 12, yeah, okay.
Right? Making it much harder to double.
To double it,
If you get heavy and create an angle like this, now you've got a problem of creating the double and starting to reduce the opportunity for you to score 3.
Sure.
Well, we have Helen Williams trying to draw for a single point to win the game.
Looks heavy.
Needs a piece of...
Oh, there's millimeters in it.
Maybe they're going to measure they're going to measure to see whether or not we have...
They've called it. They've called it. It's team... Oh, they're measuring.
Could be 1 yellow and a steal of point and a win by Curl Jam. An upset.
Wow.
In the 1-2 game.
Big game. Big play.
Yes, I'm not quite sure the bettors would bet on that one that way.
Wow. The bookies had the odds the other way potentially. Is that what you're telling me?
Good result.
Okay, so...
For Curl Jam.
Now
So Curl Jam earns the right straight to the final.
Wow.
Now Team Williams needs to play the 3-4 game.
Back to the action on sheet C. Yeah. Team Gagnon here.
It's a high precision shot here from Clive. So it looks like it's a little heavy, and now it looks like it's coming much deeper than we wanted it to, and we talked about that.
Yeah.
And it's set up an angle.
Freezes on that one. So Clive the drive with a shot that freezes on their other shot. So they're still holding 3 shots in the moment, which gets them enough to... But now Team Collins will try and eliminate those stones, essentially.
They'll try and hit it for sure. They won't be able to eliminate both of them because, again, the angle, that anything that's coming and hits it on the side, it's probably going to leave the one red rock. But it will at least reduce the chance at 4. Right? So your Team Collins now, you're definitely looking for at least eliminate one of those rocks. And try and reduce the opportunity for 4 points for Team Gagnon, which was clearly in play.
Yeah.
If they would have put that rock a little bit higher, the 4 was definitely in play.
So Brad here.
Ooh, a little tight. Oh, a little tight.
It might clip this guard.
Yeah.
It's going to clip the guard.
All right.
So Team Gagnon just hanging in there.
They are hanging in.
Just hanging on.
And they'll immediately try and make a better guard out of that next one.
Clive the drive with a crucial play here. It's getting raucous here in the gallery. All the other games have finished, so all eyes on sheet C.
Right. We have the one gathering all the interest in front of us.
Absolutely. So it's Team Gagnon and Team Collins here on sheet C.
Yeah. So last shot for Team Gagnon for the third here.
And for the right to play against Team Armstrong.
Correct. Because Team Johns will move on to the final, as will Team Curl Jam.
Congrats to Team Curl Jam. So Clive the drive, sending this one in nice and steady, nice and light.
Just a guard. Position is all the key here. Needs to slow down a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Going to freeze it up.
Yeah, a little on the deep side. Now he can eliminate those 2 reds there.
And then if they can pull off that double.
Well, it makes the 4 hard.
Yeah.
Right? Now Andy's looking at potentially trying to angle that 1 red from the outside. And again, I think that's a bit of a shot where it could be fraught to miss.
Okay.
Because you're getting out in the side with that turn. If you set it out there too much,
gotcha.
That rock is going to run straight. You could miss it altogether. Now he's not taking. Put the broom right on the corner of the rock.
Yeah.
So if he hits the broom, he should hit something, right? But if he gets a little bit wide and a little bit heavy, for my liking, just eliminate those 2 red rocks.
Get rid of them.
Yep.
Delete them.
Hit what you see of the top red one. Both of them go. Right? They need to put a guard back up there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because they've got to score 3. Just to tie.
So Andy Collins looking to hit the delete button here.
Well, he's trying to eliminate a lot of rocks in one shot. Could do it.
There's a big push on this
I would
one.
think he's going to be on the top one.
And I reckon he's almost done the trick here. Oh, it's fallen the other way. So Team Gagnon,
all right,
holding 3, but they're exposed now.
Well,
but they have the hammer.
It's got the hammer,
so they could potentially
right. So
set up a guard here.
He could set up. He needs to, where he's looking is a good spot. Because he's got to find a way actually to protect the 2 on the outside as opposed to the 1 that's more in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And you can see the wheels turning. How do I score 3 for sure? Right? Is there a possibility for 4? He needs another complete miss for a 4. Right? Right now I'd be focusing on the 3. And the best way to get the 3 is to guard the 2 on the right-hand side of the screen. leave the, and maybe, keep it, just kind of tempt him one way or the other.
Just throw a little bait out there, a little honeypot stone.
So leave something exposed, right? In this particular case, probably leave this, leave the one sitting on the button exposed a bit.
Okay. So Ian Gagnon looking to throw the little honeypot stone here. Big play. Come out. No broom on it, so
it's maybe a bit heavy.
Little bit heavy.
Coming into the house for sure. Now he needs a B plan. He needs to kind of clip that one that's on the button and maybe sit. Yeah. Now that's going to give him a chance for 4.
Because you're hanging one out there, aren't you? So
right.
yeah.
Now there is a good opportunity for Andy to eliminate 3 rocks here. He hits the one that's on the button. He could hit it on this side, eliminate that one, and that one goes through.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what they're looking at right now. But we've seen if you throw too much weight, it runs straight.
It does. It runs. Yeah. That's right.
He could literally almost go through that hole between the two of them.
So this one going absolutely down to the wire. For the chance to play Team Armstrong in the next playoff.
Yep, in the semifinal.
Semi-final playoff, that's right. A lot of chat going on. And you look at the timer up there as well. There's only 4.5 minutes left to play.
Well, yeah, in the game. They're fine because they started the end.
They started the end, yeah,
right.
Gotcha.
And if it goes to an extra end, it's not a problem.
There's no time limit on the extra ends.
No.
Gotcha. Good to know.
So yeah, they're using a total time methodology that you could not start another end beyond the 2 hour 40 minute.
Okay.
And they were well within that window.
Right,
Ooh.
so this is where we've been talking about it. They're going to earn their dough.
This is interesting.
The 2 final stones here on sheet C.
So there's a possibility here. Like what he's trying to do is freeze up to the corner of that. If he's heavy, he freezes on the one on the side. But there's a possibility he could sit right in between the 2 of those, and there'd be a shot for 5.
Pwah. Which wins them the game.
In this particular case, there's just must not have the confidence to throw the hit. And you got the same problem, right? The hit, he could throw hard and go throw through the hole.
Yeah. And then you're shaking hands, essentially, aren't you?
Well, you still have to make a draw.
Still have to make a draw?
Draw for 4. But if this one goes through that hole...
So all in on this one for...
This one is going to...
It's got to go.
It's going to leave an opportunity for 5.
It's got to go. There's a shot there from Andy.
Remember I said through that hole?
Yeah.
There is a shot for 5 here. Just hit it.
Just hit the yellow.
Hit the yellow.
Big shot there for Ian Gagnon.
And that was just lack of confidence in the hit.
Needed to delete one of those stones.
Yeah. Even if he hits and sticks and eliminates the red and the yellow that you see there, he still scores 4 wins the game.
Yeah.
Right? But there's clearly a shot for 5 right here.
So for the win, Ian Gagnon.
Just hit it. You're fine.
There's no margin for error, though.
Yeah.
There's still precision involved here.
Yeah. He can hit a third of his red, a quarter of his red, and probably make 4.
Okay.
Right? He doesn't have to just hit the yellow and pick it out.
Yeah.
Right? But right now he's in a position to certainly win the game with this shot.
So this is the clutch moment here in the finals of the 2025 National Australian Curling Championships. The third, fourth playoff. And the chance for Team Gagnon or Team Collins to go through. Team Gagnon with the real opportunity here. Deep breaths all round.
For sure. Taking his time, visualizing the shot. Thinking what he has to do.
I was just about to say, and a hush goes down in the gallery, but everyone started laughing, so here it is. He's going the drive.
Yep. Can't clip that red. He needs just to hit the yellow.
He's gone through.
Oh, he
clipped his own
he
red.
Clipped his own red. Got a little tight. Clipped his own red.
So it'll be 2.
It'll be 1 red, I think, in the end. Yep.
1 red.
10-8.
10-8 the final score. So Team Collins win. And they advance through. Big moments. And a sigh of relief.
It's a big sigh of relief.
From Team Collins.
Yep.
Signing the official paperwork. They will go through to the elimination final, the semi-final against Team Armstrong. Wow.
Well,
what a game on Sheet C, Perry.
Good fun.
Been great.
Thanks, Andrew.
Been great to have the national coach here talking us through it, giving all sorts of wisdom here on the commentary.
Trying to find the line score here, and I forgot something else. So we'll update the scoreboard afterwards, but again, the final is 10-8 for Team Collins. They advance to play Team Armstrong in the semifinal, men's semifinal, and that'll be this afternoon, I believe, at, or is it, when's the next draw? Yes, this afternoon at 2 o'clock.
We look forward to your company then. Oh, here we go. Disco Fever. We'll chat soon.
All right.